Hey, this is my review for the Monday Night Raw before the go home show for SummerSlam. Um, overall, I made notes, but overall, I thought it was a pretty decent show. Good ending. Matches were pretty good. I noticed there wasn't as many commercial breaks on this time around, this episode. Normally, I feel like I see more breaks. These didn't seem to pop up as often for me. Um, But yeah, they started off again with a 10 bell salute for Hulk Hogan, who just passed away. Um, Again, everyone's focusing on the faces, and you know, the one noticeable one was CM Punk, who seemed like he, didn't care to be there. Um, but yeah, and they played a different video package for Hogan. I think it was a different one than they did on SmackDown. Um, and after that, they go right into Jey Uso comes out, getting ready to cut a promo. And then Paul Heyman comes out before he can start, talking about how family lies and, everybody's family lies and everybody's mother lies, and except for Jewish mothers, apparently they don't lie. Um, but how, um, you know, Paul mentions Roman and Rikishi, and just tries to plant seeds. I feel like and then Jay responds has a good emotional comeback to all that stuff about how that's still his family, and bloodline still runs through him. You know, gets the crowd going. I gotta say, people talk about how his matches aren't that good, or you know, there's not a lot there. His reactions to the crowd, his energy, it's one of the better ones out of that roster. It really is. Um, let's see. In the first match, you have AJ Styles and Kabuki Warriors versus Judgment Day. Because AJ is facing Dom for the IC belt, and then you have the women's fighting for the tag titles. Good match, decent match. Good spots towards the late end of the match. It was really good. I feel like Raquel and Roxanne are gelling pretty good together as a tag team now. So hopefully, this weekend they keep the belts on them a little longer. I think they plan on it, right, with the whole thing with Liv, and it keeps that storyline going. Um, but yeah, I feel like I like them I like them as a team more than Alexa and Charlotte, for sure. Let's see, what else is there? And then you had the backstage promo with Sheamus and um, oh god, Grayson Waller. I forgot his name. Grayson Waller, and that leads to them having a match. You know, just a good, decent match. Rusev comes out, interrupts, interferes. Um, I kind of figured that was gonna, because they have to continue that Rusev and Sheamus storyline, so kind of made sense that he'd get involved somehow. Then you had, sorry, I'm just going through my notes here. Yeah, Lyra Valkyria comes out, cuts a promo on Becky, because their match is coming up. I'm personally not too interested in this match. Becky, I don't need to see her anymore. I feel like I've had enough of Becky. Her character, I'm not a fan of her character. Um, I'd rather see Bayley and Lyra involved in this, But yeah, then Becky comes out, you know. Um, Becky comes down, interferes in there, I also didn't understand that how like they played the music, unless I missed it. I could have not been paying attention. They played her music, right, to trick her, and then she just knew to jump. And she I felt like she didn't turn to see that Becky was by the announcer's table. So when she just jumped like that, I didn't understand. I don't know how she knew that. That could have been me not paying attention, but I didn't. How she just knew that she was there. Um, but yeah, something to push that storyline along. Sorry. Um, After that, yeah, you have the 8-woman tag match with um, Naomi partnering with Chelsea Green and Piper and Fry. They faced Rhea, Io, Nikki Bella, and Stephanie Fakir. Great match. You know, um, kind of everybody has got something going on with that whole group. Everyone's mixed in with it somehow or another. So thought it was a decent match. Um, Nikki Bella's pretty good still. You know, for as long as she was away from the ring, I feel like she got a lot. I don't want to say better, but yeah, I feel like her wrestling has gotten a lot better since her last run years ago. So pretty, pretty good. Let's see. Um, yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to go through all my notes here, but yeah, Rhea, Vekir, and Sky and Bella defeat Piper, Chelsea Green, and Naomi. By the way, Naomi had the Thriller jacket without, what I thought was pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. Um, let's see. After that, we had the tag team match with LWO and the Judgment Day, and before then you had the segment backstage where Finn's giving them a pep talk, about how great they are and stuff like that, and Roxanne gives Dominic a Switch 2 to play video games with. Nice little plug for 2K. So, and they have to add the seats because then, who else likes playing 2K? Liv Morgan, of course, does. So, they're just still growing that for when Liv comes back, and that's going to be an issue. The next match, then, like I said, was LWO and Judgment Day. Yeah, good match. I don't know why I kind of thought LWO might win, might throw a curveball, but I think eventually they're gonna win it. At some point they have to, But yeah, Judgment Day wins that match. Let's see. Yeah, Balor and JD have just really, they're constantly on Raw and they're constantly doing the matches are really good, really enjoyable. They're a solid tag team. They really are. So I do hope they keep the belts a little longer, But yeah, so no, decent match. Let's see. Then you have the segment with CM Punk and Gunther having their little showdown for their match. Gunther comes out, tells everyone he was able to shut up CM Punk and he's not the best in the world, and he left the voice of the voiceless speechless. And then CM Punk comes out, cuts a really good promo. I like his new shirt. I think if it looks like looks like it's a punk band, Bad Brains. It kind of looks like a play on their logo, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, Punk's talking about how he needs to be world champion. It's an addiction for him. Gets a cheap pop by mentioning the hockey team, because they're in Detroit, so you mentioned the Red Wings, and that gets a cheap little pop. But yeah, hypes up the match. Definitely one of them. That's probably the one I'm looking forward to the most. I don't know if Punk wins or not. I really don't know. I can't. I'll probably try to do a prediction video on this stuff, but right now, yeah, I really can't, I don't know for sure, but that would be a good one. And then let's see. Oh yeah, then we got the main event with Jey Uso and Bronson Reed. Yeah, that was a really good main event. You know, Bronson Reed's definitely gotten better. I feel like, you know, his matches are he's just really good. You know, Braun Breaker comes out, Roman comes out. They all, you know, have a spat. You know, it's just a lot of spears, a lot of spears, a lot of tsunamis too. Braun makes a callback. You got Roman in the ring. Braun makes a callback to Roman's promo where he owns everything: the cameraman, the ring ropes, the audience. You know, whenever Braun says "fat ass," it sounds so much like Scott Steiner. I don't know. I think he does it on purpose, but it's a spit. You close your eyes, you hear him say "fat ass," and it sounds just like Scott Steiner. Yeah, it was really good. And then to top it all off, you know, Bronson Reed steals Roman Reigns sneakers. Like, that's kind of crazy. I don't think I've seen that. I could be mistaken, but I've never seen that before. So that'd be funny if that, you know, becomes a thing. But yeah, no, that's, you know, I thought it was a really good show. Really did. You know, and then you have Friday Night SmackDown, and then it's gonna be a long weekend for both shows. You know, I think this is the first SummerSlam where they're splitting into 2 days, so, and it's like 6 hours long because they're doing like a 3-hour pre-show, and then the 3 hours event, so it's like 6 hours. So that's a lot of wrestling. But yeah, no, that was a really decent show. Sorry for the ums. I'm still trying to get used to this. It's still kind of nervous when I do these videos, you know, and I feel like I'm talking fast and I'm running through things. So as I do more of these, I feel like it'll get better. But yeah, if you like, comment, you know, please like, comment, subscribe. If you like the videos I put out, I'm gonna try to be more consistent with it. Again, as I get more comfortable, these will get better. Obviously, won't be as many ums, and I'll take my time and not spew things out. I'll do the reviews more detailed, but I'm just trying to get in the habit of making these, you know, and getting comfortable. But yeah, like I said, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment. I love interacting, and we can, you know, talk about what you guys thought about the show. And tonight, actually, yeah, they that Unreal show dropped on Netflix too, that behind the scenes show, so that'll be kind of cool. I'll watch that, maybe do some videos on those. But yeah, no, thank you, and I'll be back to do some more videos tomorrow and throughout the week. So, all right.